Yeah, hi. So someone on the Rust community Discord asked whether there's something like John Yangset's open source maintenance streams or something like that, but like for Rust itself. And I had to answer the question with no, because there's not aware of anything. But I thought that this might be an interesting thing to do. And I remember that I have like a bunch of PRs open that are assigned to me that I need to review that I haven't gotten back to in a while. So yeah, that is this now. So let's go through these PRs. Yeah, some of these are not waiting on me. Let's go to the ones that are waiting on review, which is 5 PRs. Let's start with this old one. Yeah, it's it's been a month since I reviewed this. Well, not since I was supposed to review this, which is quite long, but the author has been patient apparently. And yeah, okay, so unique RC trait impulse. Apparently this adds some things. Okay, so this says impulse for unique RC, which is apparently a thing that exists. A thing that's existed for a very long time even. Okay, unique RC. Creating cyclic data structures. So an RC that's guaranteed to be unique. Guess a type state. New cyclic. Yeah, cycle stuff. Cycle builders, and the API here is okay. You create a unique RC, which you downgrade to a week, and then you upgrade. The week can't be upgraded. But then you can turn it into normal RC. That is not a very obvious example. Well, let's look at the original implementation, which does not have any trait impulse yet. A uniquely owned, okay, RC. Exactly, it's a unique arc and you can't upgrade it because then it can't upgrade weak 5 because they wouldn't be unique anymore. Okay, because you can mutate it. Right, and you can mutate it to like create a cycle. I guess makes sense. You like create a unique one and then you're allowed to mutate it. And yeah, unique RC, right, you create a week and now you have a cycle. And it was very easy because you had the ability to mutate. Okay, so that's the idea, which is a non-null to the RC nothing. RC box is not a great name. I think that was the inner. Actually, I don't remember. I remember seeing like an RC rewrite a while ago, or not rewrite, but significant restructure, but I don't remember the details. Yeah, the RC box is the inner, so it's a strong. Right, a strong, a weak. Okay. And then allocate it. You can downgrade it, which just increments the weak count. Yeah. And then you set strong to 1. Like, yeah, you make a proper RC out of it. That makes sense. So then this adds a bunch of traits. Which I'm wondering if this input has been like improved in a way. So like one thing I'm not sure about is whether these need like Lips API team approval. But I think it makes sense to not have that. Yeah, I think I should just preview this and prove it if it's good, because like before it's merged, it's gonna go for like Lips API review, but I'm just gonna do it. Okay, so we have debug display from a pointer, node send, node sync. That makes sense. Well, this is hmm. This is sounds to send because it's unique. Like RC isn't sent because you could just create two RCs. No, it's still not sound to send because the weak upgrade will read the weak ref count. So like you could create the weak point on one thread and attempt to upgrade on the other thread, which would which I think would data erase the weak count. Yeah, it's not sound to do that. Yes, right. Or just like in general, sort of thing is just weak. But yes, sync, same thing. Yeah. Then borrow stuff. Yes, borrow mute as mute. Unconditional on-pin. Makes sense. Comparison. Hash. Yeah, same stuff as RC. Wait, but to pin queries unsized, whatever the fuck that is. But if RC implements it, it's fine. DRF pure, DRF pattern stuff, sure. Dispatch from DIN. Yeah, I'm not very familiar with this is, but I think it's fine. So what do we have? We have pin queries on size for unique RC. That comment. I guess the intention of this comment, I guess it comes deliberate to like sort of put it on the both feature. This is a problem that we're having sometimes. Sometimes something is like so should be under two feature gates, but we can only do one. This makes me think. It's really dumb that we can only do one. It's kind of arbitrary. Okay, we'll get slightly sidetracked by checking what happens. Just some old branch that doesn't exist, doesn't really matter anymore. I just wanna like just check out the feature gating code, cause something with feature, probably feature gate. Yeah. No, actually, no, it's ST passes. Not sure if this will have library features. Something like lips feature. Compiler. Library. There's something about someone's collecting library feature. What's the feature gating code? I mean, it's in Rust. Part of it's in. I guess we can check this here. The gate macro does feature error. Yes, enabled libs features. Enabled features. No, this is not somewhere we collect them. Oh, just know somewhere we collect libs features. So the unstable attribute collects stability from stable, unstable, rust C, allowed to unstable. Yeah, as attribute built-in find stability, that looks like it. Or is that called? Stability. In the stability pass, that makes a lot of sense. Okay, it's a bit annoying because you want. Thanks, Rust Analyzer. Don't care. Rust Analyzer. What's your error here? Oh, right. It's that Nix NixOS on NixOS DRAM Fairground has a bug where it like sets temp. Right, production doesn't exist. I need to create it explicitly outside, which. Okay, supporting multiple unstable things is not entirely trivial and not something that I will do right now. But I should probably open an issue for this. Surely someone has done this before. Well, you just continue adding keyword. Support. Oh god. I'll just open a new one and in case someone finds that it exists already. Nope, no, I don't. I want, I don't care, I just want the empty one. Give me the empty one, thanks. Support multiple. Unstable. Trade for an unstable type. And the investigation is specifically this. This way. Yeah, traits are a bit of a bad example because trait stability is not really a thing. It's not like the trait solver doesn't care if it's stable or unstable. It can't care. It's just that it's like explicitly documented as unstable or unstable if one of the things is unstable. But if unique RC is stabilized, then the thing is still unstable. But if but if this is stabilized, it's of course also still unstable. But if both are stable, it must be stable, it can't be unstable. And user code will never have to enable a feature to use the impl, but they will. But in case, like, imagine it was something different. But yeah, let's just do this. It's sort of a compiler thing. Stability, it's a feature request for compiler stability. Let's create this. Can't. Yeah. But yeah, I think this is kind of neat. It's a bit confusing because the comment implies that like, oh, this is just some testing code. No, it is really makes sense. We no longer derive debug. That is makes sense. That is true. That is true. Dispatch from Din. Again, sounds good. Okay, small side note. I don't like it very much when it says this. I'm not gonna suggest it because that's sort of the standard style. But I would much prefer if this had T as display, because then it would be obvious that, like, in this case, of course, the right thing is called, but it's sort of you gotta hope that you put the right number of asterisks there, and if it's one too little, then it won't work, and it's annoying. Whereas with this case, you get an error if you fuck it up. But this is sort of the accepted style, and I won't complain, but I don't like it. Yeah, this is even more wild. This is like pointer formatting, the self pointer, which will like dereference self a bunch. I assume it's copied from RC. Get me here, where's the source? Here's the source. Yeah, it's copied from RC. Well, that's again something that would benefit, but in this case not much, no. Or in this case you just gotta do it correctly. Then you borrow mute, you as ref, you as mute. I actually forgot what as ref or what even is it? Like borrow is used for hash maps, hash map keys, but what is as ref used for? I honestly forgot. Oh, it's I don't know. Oh, it's like path stuff. Oh yeah, I know it's like sort of generic APIs, like all the studfs things take asref path, so you can pass owned things or borrowed things. Something that really annoys me about studfs because I always like pass the owned thing and then add another call and then oh borrow check or error, you should have passed the ref instead. And like yes, I should have forced me. I don't like taking asref. Don't take asref. Unpin, sure. Unpin in this case makes sense because like we can move the RC. Like no one cares if we move the RC because it's a pointer. Like the thing behind it might care, but that's not going to be moved. Partial ec, we're gonna compare quality for two unique RCs, inequality for two unique RCs. Oh, this is quite a file. I only just noticed. Makes sense. Partial comp, partial ord. Less than, less equal, greater than. Yeah, this is also all copied from RC. Ord for unique ord, comp, ec for unique arc, cache for unique arc. Was it the size bound? Generic core allocators. I think ping queer sun size that was just moved, right? Yeah, to the other ping queer sun sized. Yep, we've seen all of this, and now we have the FD impulse right next to our C. Sure, once again unstable. Thing is unstable as handle for the Windows enjoyers and as socket for the Windows enjoyers. And that is it. That is a PR that I haven't managed to review for an entire month. Which is not very hard to review. I looked at it when it got assigned and I thought like, oh, this is a bit annoying to review. But no, it turned out it's fine. Drove new APIs. Just copying from our C. Fancy formatting. This is fine to add the explicit approval. Yeah, I don't care if it's ever stabilized or not. Never had a use case for creating cyclic RCs, but apparently people do. And if they want to do that, they can do that. Just bors R plus. And that should be it. Let's refresh a few times so I don't get this annoying notification. I got an annoying notification. Oh, but not from this. Well, it's not something I care about right now. One less. Okay, this PR I have already reviewed. It's creating get, set, and replace methods for mutex and RWLock. So it's basically convenience. Get is a method I don't like, but that's not the name of it. It's like lock and take clone, which is not appropriate for the name get. Set is cool, replace is cool. Yes. They renamed it to get cloned because I complained that I don't like it. Okay, they want to add new APIs, the with API. Mutex with is a very cool API, I like it. It's sort of, yeah, it just makes the scoped API. You can't only have with, because async and stuff, and results and whatever. But also, okay, so this branch, right? I had some complaints about this branch. Basically, this should be unnecessary, but they said that maybe it's necessary for like level Z and inlining and whatever, and maybe. I don't think it really matters, so it's fine. Yeah, and they need to use the values multiple times. So yeah, that's very stupid. That's a silly comment from me. Okay, returns that value type clone. I've already reviewed most of the things and they looked good. So now I just add the changes, yes. Yes, this is poison. Yeah, basically they just drop it explicitly here. If this needs to be dropped, then we do this. If it doesn't need to be dropped, and the value here is that it replaces and then it drops the old value after locking, and here it drops it during locking. And I mean, this should be the correct implementation always, but I guess it may have some overhead if it's not inlined. Again, I don't think it really matters. But I guess for size optimizations, as I said, like up level Z, you would wanna like call replace instead of inline replace. That would probably make sense. In which case, this will be optimized to nothing. Whereas here you get the branch. Makes sense. Here we just always do mem replace. This is very simple. Yeah, here's a log result of thing. Yes, they've made explicitly what's in the poison error. Yeah, makes sense. Then there are tests which I've reviewed and then cluelessly assumed, hey, why are you passing closures? Well, they called the closure twice. That's why, which is, yeah, which makes sense. Which makes total sense. Yes, so at this point, oh, they've also like made poison arrow generic. It's not just data. The okay event of this result indicates that the primitive was not poisoned. The operations. It's sort of less, it's more generic, it's less obvious. Yeah, I think this is valid feedback. Okay, but the error variant indicates as this argument is a bit more confusing, but like, don't think it matters very much. I think it's obvious enough. So yeah, it's now called T. And it's just data instead of guard. Which I think is fine. Now we do the same thing again for RW log. Yeah, this is actually way more annoying to review than the previous one, but I have reviewed this one cluelessly. Loric is poisoned. Considering the underlying data. I mean, this stuff like actually makes it more clear. So I think it's fine as Ox changes. We'll reboot this. Okay. Ox changes. Yeah, I think this is ready to merge. Let's go through ACP. There's a tracking issue. Doesn't notably doesn't have the ACP linked on the tracking issue. ACP, let's link that, and that's it. Remaining two. This is super scary. This is also scary in a different way. This is not scary, so let's actually do this. Using strictly greater. It's fine. Yeah, I like the use of jar here. To add another example of doing it literally at the length. Yes, this is a useful example to have, because if insert, you can insert in the end, you can push basically. That is allowed. This is great. I really like, yes. Like remove one is sort of not totally obvious, like are removing the value, because that's how some APIs, some languages, some things work. So yes, really like that. And I know it works, the tests pass, so I don't need to review it. Yes, this is very, very good. And bars are plus rollup. A first contribution, a very good first contribution. And I've got notification from all the places, which is, it's so annoying. The bars comment always sends you a notification. And let's just interrupt with looking at this. I'm not sure what you mean. Well, won't explain what that means. That's not relevant right now. What is relevant is clean up flow parsing modules, which is scary, but also like it's just mechanical. Okay, so Trevor Gross is adding support for F16 and F128. If you think that F32 and F60 aren't confusing enough, there are more of them, and the hardware support is sometimes, and the API support, yeah, it's very hard work, and they've been working it for quite a while now. And right now, their next mission is to be able to format them. Now, formatting floats and parsing, that is actually parsing, formatting floats and parsing floats is very hard. And with very hard, I mean like very non-trivial. You're gonna see like the module is huge, and they're gonna add support for them. And I hope I'm not the reviewer for that PR, but, but I'm happy to be the reviewer for this PR, which just does mechanical changes. Yeah. So we make the crates, pubconst. Sure. Deck to float. Decimal to float, I guess. Update documentation for existing modules. Create a difference in length between the two slices. Turns this. Well, they've looked at the code, so like I assume they know what they're talking about. I don't know what I'm talking about. I don't know how the deck to float works. But the thing, like, yeah, I can say that hey, Trevor knows what they're talking about here. I can approve this. I don't need to understand the code myself to figure out whether this whether this is correct or like either it's correct, in which case it's good, or it's not correct, in which case whatever, doesn't really matter. And I know it's correct. The report consumer just the same bytes. Rest as next word. I can tell you that rest is true. Parse digits. That is parse digits. Also tells you that it breaks on invalid digits. Now I know. With all characters in an 8 bits in an 8 byte string are all decimal digits. Doing some swar. Right, this is 0. It subtract adds something, then it sub something. It was, yeah, that is was like bitex that involve addition, like bitex with or, bitex with zor. I can do those things, but bitex with add and sub, I do not understand them. But this makes sense. Yeah, you see that this is complicated. Now something required to ambiguously round up to a 64-bit float. Apparently, these many digits. This code would know, I don't. Oh, they're already preparing stuff. Seems incorrect. Well, I guess looking at this, entirely in isolation, it's like if num digits has exceeded max digits, also like maybe, maybe not. I'm ready for them to figure out because they will figure it out. Now we're using the constant from before, max digits without overflow. Wait, no, this is this. Greater than 18 means greater or equal than 19. Yes, I know how equality works. All parts are optional and plus 0. They probably are. Zero notation is still in my paper. Binary 7. Probably, it probably does. Rename decimal to decimal sec. This much. A sequence of decimal digits. This is pop, but it's like great private. The module is not pop, so it's fine. Spaces are important. Space. Pop, well, Ectofloat is still private. Sort of wish this was like pop crate or like pop super or whatever, like sort of blanket pop. Not gonna leave a review comment, it's like 1 over send library. be like, I think it's like a lint, unreachable pop or something like that, which would complain about this pop and be like, hey, put a pop super there or a pop crate or like whatever you want. Because then it would be obvious that it's not like pop pop, because you know we don't want this to be popping core. Okay. Then now we have tests. Test sec. I wonder what this does. So we copy the digits into the sec. Say we post 8. And then we trim. And then we assert that there are still the digits, and the digits are on 4. Probably. We parse a decimal sec. And we just have 1. That's not a very loopy loop, but of course have more. That's this kind of table tests. That's very nice, but yeah. We copy them into the digits array. Right, so parsing the string should give us these exp digits at the decimal point at 1. So yes, the digits are exp digits at the decimal point. That makes sense. Let me now have tests. Wait. I guess this is public already, but just like in a unstable way. How could this work? This is like core tests. How can they get... core tests are not that weird. How do they get access to like... core tests? Num, there should be num.rs. Nope, there's a mod.rs. The module is incredibly inconsistent in this workspace. So we just like have all these things, but we don't have a feature. How do they pass? Maybe there's something in the entire future commit. I don't know if this builds. Let's come back to this later. Number to decimal. Once again, we're testing it. Very tired, which is not the ideal condition for like this stuff. But I think it's good enough. It's very simple PR. Rename fields to be consistent. M, I remember seeing M is the mantissa. So again, like, I mean, if it compiles, it works basically. That you can't really mess a rename like this up in a subtle way. You can, I'm not challenging anyone, but it's sort of hard. But yeah, E to P biased, F to M. That is pretty much what I'm seeing here. Refactor float rates. This party constants can be turned into expressions. Oh, this is big. Then reflect the fast path. Yeah, no, the float rates. That commits too much for now. We'll review that later. But just take a sort of sanity check. How these how these tests work. So like not even on night. I mean, Stable still has light dogs, but no, no. Stable still has the unstable stuff inside. But where are you getting this shit from? Core num. I know it won't like compile, but is there an unstable feature to unlock it? Yeah, there is an unstable feature. Deck to float is exposed unstably. But why? I don't think there's a LibreOS, right? It's just normal tests. Well, there is a LibreOS which has like deck to float. Okay, makes sense. So this is exposed, but yeah, it's fine. Yes, I will not review this right now. And avoid use of LF64 symbols on mscripten. This mscripten symbols, let's see. So stat64 to stat. That requires some thinking about LF64, which is just very funny. No, we'll not do that right now, but I think it's fine. Palantra. So Miz. Yeah, thanks, Miz. Yes. Okay, actually, I wonder multiple unstable attributes on one item. Like, how would I find this? Like, if you make just unstable, yes. Let's remove allow, because I wouldn't multiple unstable attributes. Yeah, you can find it, the attributes part is important. And I just sort of used unstable. Okay, with the attributes, but now I can close it as a duplicate. This is a new GitHub feature. It's very cool. You can now close things as duplicates. This is a new GitHub beta feature. We're working now with the new issues beta, which Rust got because just we have it because we're like sort of closer ties with GitHub and we can play around with the new stuff. And it's in some ways it's better, in some ways it's it still has some stuff to fix, but overall it's not that bad. And it has some very nice things, like for example, closest duplicate. But yes, that was it. Now I got they're happy. Yes. Thanks, board, for the notification. Close this, ignore this, ignore this, ignore all of this. But yes, if we go back to Shiny, it's interesting. I'm gonna look at this. Shiny me, we are waiting on review. this, reading or review this is with a team, this is block, this is with bores, author, very good. Let's save target. Okay, so I'm target picture one stuff. That's cool. Yes, I think I want to do something else. Yeah, right. Like another thing that I want to do someday. Oh fuck. Oh yeah. Okay. So first of all, I should rebase this and merge this by now, but I need to rebase it first. Yeah, I forgot this existed. I also forgot this existed. This is a sort of a nightmare PR, which I don't want to touch right now. And this is like not a nightmare, but I sort of forgot to touch it. But I will not do any of that today. Just for today, I'm actually done. Yes, that was it. If you hear this, I have uploaded this recording. I'm not quite sure whether I will right now. But that is a very interesting idea. Yeah, I think it was actually kind of useful for getting me to finally do this thing and take a look at these PRs. Because I have been putting them off for a bit now for reasons that are not entirely known to me. But yeah, it was fun. Might do it again another time. Will not upload it today because I'm very tired. So yeah, maybe see you another time, maybe not. Bye.